It has the monster symbol, but it says happy. But I like that now I have the Kandahar hat. It's a beautiful.
It's actually a very pretty hat.
McDonald's here in Afghanistan. The news and some YouTubers, they want you to think that Afghanistan is just like that.
Absolutely not.
And absolutely not. It looks like a Tatooine from Star Wars. Really invested in roads all over the country. Been messing around with the truck. And is that what do you think about the Taliban? So I have some friends here. They got very curious about me. So it was this one, Camp Shorabak Airfield. She's a ghost, essentially. So it's me plus one. VIP Afghanistan. Okay, now the taxis had a little problem here because everyone's stuck. By Himatoy and everything, not a chance. We can help you to also visit Afghanistan the same way we are visiting. And one more question for Afghani people. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another video from Out of Your Comfort Zone. My name is Rodrigo.
And I'm Nikki.
And we are going to Kandahar today. We are in Herat, Afghanistan, going to Kandahar, the birthplace of the Taliban.
Which is why I have this. I have no bangs today, and I will be wearing this.
It's the most conservative part of the country, and probably the world. Let's see how much we can film there. I have my doubts that we can film a lot, but we're gonna figure it out together. Now, getting to the bus station, it's gonna be also an interesting experience. I already bought the tickets yesterday. It was a massive struggle. If you saw my Herat video, you saw the struggle. The struggle was real.
8 hours on the bus.
8 hours, all the way to Kandahar. So I'll talk to you soon. Look how cute our tuk-tuk. So let's go to the bus now. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. And we are here now on the bus. It was kind of easy. I knew already I had to follow that sign over there. Obviously when we get off of the tuk-tuk, million people like, hey, Kabul, Mazar Sharif, la 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 la. I said, no, ticket, Kandahar, ticket. I showed the ticket, Kandahar, and then they drag us, like they push us all the way to the place we should go. We put our bags down there. Hopefully it's fine because it's still gonna wait a little bit. They gave us very good seats. They gave us the first seats. I think we were supposed to be on the back one, but this way we're gonna have 8 hours to look at a beautiful road. Hopefully it's gonna be a desert and everything. We're not gonna record for 8 hours, don't worry about it, but if there's something beautiful to show, we're gonna show you all. The bus is really clean. This is considered a VIP bus. I'm gonna leave the names of the 2 VIP buses, so if you're thinking about traveling to Afghanistan, you know where to search those buses. They cover all over Afghanistan and they're good buses, really good buses.
We took off our shoes.
Yeah, look at that. Took it off our shoes.
Like a requirement.
A requirement. You put on in the bag. I don't know if you all seen my video about the sleeping bus in Vietnam. It was the same thing in Vietnam. You put your shoes in a bag, but in one of the buses I was there, the guy would tap you like if you have your shoes inside the bus, like, hey, choose. That'd be aggressive.
I think I'm the only woman on the bus. I don't really want to turn around and look because it's like everyone's eyes.
I turned around a couple of times.
I'm not brave enough.
And then when I turn around, there are a million faces looking at me. But I like that now I have the Kandahar hat. It's a beautiful.
It's actually a very pretty hat. I don't know if you can see it sparkly.
It's really cool. Estão falando da gente aqui. Cara que tá do nosso lado que parece TB.
Vimos Brasil.
YouTube, talvez. It has the monster symbol, but it says happy. Energy drink, massive power, Germany, what?
I'm pretty sure it says Germany flavor.
Germany flavor, I don't know what say flavor is that. It's all carpet here, the whole bus is really pretty. I like it. Very interesting. We already departed. And we saw a base, a military base, close to the museum, the Mujahideen Jihad Museum that I went yesterday with the helicopters and everything, the tanks. If you haven't checked my Herat video, it was really fun. Having tea inside a helicopter with the people from the museum and then have lunching with them. Super kind. There was a base and there was some Indian flags and like India shaking hands with Afghanistan. Why? Because they want to influence here, because they want to surround Pakistan. Obviously Pakistan and India, they're their border, and in the other side is Afghanistan. So if India has influence in both sides, Pakistan is surrounded by both sides. So much so there were some terrorist attacks in Islamabad not long time ago, and Pakistan blamed the Taliban in Pakistan, which they think is supported by India. So this is a little bit like a flare-up, and there was exchange of fire between Afghanistan and Pakistan. India essentially is using Afghanistan as a geopolitical tool to influence, to attack, hybrid attacks against Pakistan. So very interesting, and I saw this base now, so I didn't have time to record, but very interesting. Is that a McDonald's here in Afghanistan? No. Oh. What does it say? I don't know.
Mega biryani.
Mega biryani.
Biryani is like a traditional dish here. Mega is.
Maybe it was, and after the fall they just took it off, or just like really bad knockoff. It's like a knockoff. It's really good when you have someone who can read Arabic. Obviously they don't speak Arabic here, they speak Dari and Pashtun, but here it's Dari, which is the same essentially as Farsi, which is
Iran.
Yeah, and Tajik, what they speak in Tajikistan. No.
And conveniently have the same letters as Arabic. A few different ones, but I can read things, I just don't know what they say.
But that's why I brought her. I think it's a MiG-19. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. The comments area. We just passed the airport, the entrance. So this part here is a little bit more organized, let's say. They have bases over there, obviously. Yeah, you can see the tower and everything. This is the airport. Look at the guard posts, super well protected. Another guard post there. So the roads are pretty good, but really nice. We've been to much worse roads around the world. If you've seen our video about Bamiyan, we talk a lot about that. The international coalition, led by Americans, really invested in roads all over the country, especially the main roads. Oh my gosh, look at this truck, how many tires. So there was a lot of investment here. What Afghanistan was in the year 2000, just before the American occupation, and until the fall of Kabul, it's a completely different country, People who say, the international coalition, Americans put more than $3 trillion if you add all the countries, how much money they put here, and they say, it's all wasteful, was gone for corruption, everything. Yes, there was a lot of corruption, there was a lot of waste, but improved the country a lot. People who says like it didn't change anything in the country, this person has no idea how Afghanistan was before 2001, before the US invasion of.
This is the city of Kabul, the Afghan capital today.
Ooh, a base here.
We saw this one from the plane.
From the plane?
Yeah, it was the giant one.
I'm gonna be sorry, a military base here, pretty big. I think it's an old military base because it had all the tanks, all the vehicles over there. So maybe it was from the Soviets and was taken over by someone. So sorry, I keep changing because some things show up and it's very interesting. So the country improved a lot with the international coalition here. Wasn't perfect, it's not going to be Norway, Switzerland in 20 years. And you can see the roads. In Brazil, there's a lot of roads that are not as good as this one. We still have 8 hours of driving. Let's see how the roads hold up to after that. You look at that town over there, and you think, oh, that's a super ancient town, like thousands of years old. No, that's how people live. All the houses made of kind of mud, clay. Talk about poverty. And you have that poverty, and at the same time you saw our video maybe from Herat and Kabul. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of shopping malls that look like any other shopping mall, nice restaurants, so it's a very unequal country.
A lot more development than most people expect, or than the news will make you think.
Absolutely. The news and some YouTubers, they want you to think that Afghanistan is just like that, and absolutely not. Some parts are much better than that. This one looks like a Tatooine from Star Wars, where Luke Skywalker grow up, I think.
It really does.
Wow. Oh my gosh, is it gonna flip or not? We went through a checkpoint, TB, the driver's helper, went out with a list to the guy and everything, and then the guy comes in, he look around, I was like this, and I trying to blend in a little bit. Another Tatooine.
It's so fun.
It's crazy. In the 21st century, there's places like this that people live here.
Yeah, I'd love to see inside.
So, but it looked, Nikki was covered, she had also her mask, so I think everything went well. But just one thing, the list of people, they only had my name, my passport, and since Pakistan has been the same, it's my ticket with my information plus one. They ignore Nikki completely, for passport, for documentation, everything, they're interested in me.
I'm a ghost.
She's a ghost, essentially. So it's me plus one. So always my documents, my stuff, and for her, whatever, which is not cool, to say the least. Conversando com alguns amigos aqui, que eu conheci. E aí eu percebi um monte de gente dormindo no chão do negócio. Mas super confortável, porque é cheio de carpete, mas um monte de gente dormindo no chão é engraçado. Base doesn't stop. Probably there is a landing strip there. So it's probably like an Air Force base. Because they're going from Herat, passing through Helmand, through Kandahar. Kandahar was, you know, the birthplace of Taliban. Helmand was pretty complicated as well, so there was a lot of international coalition troops in these two provinces. And Kandahar, well, I think the Americans were pretty strong there, but Helmand, essentially the British took over that responsibility for that province. And there was a lot of heavy fighting there. The Brits, it was a struggle. They fought bravely, but it was a struggle.
Was it some of the heaviest fighting in the country?
I would say so. Helmand, yeah, Kandaha. Yeah. So that's why so many military bases here, because you're going through this corridor there. As I've been saying in all my other videos, solar panels are saving this country. They have solar panels everywhere. Great thing here, and way cheaper than any other alternative. Oh no! Go! Don't stay. Oh. Listening to Pivot with Kara Swisher and Scott Galloway while crossing Afghanistan for 8 hours between Herat and Kandahar. Thank you guys. The road is still pretty good, and you have the mountains up there. So we stop after 3 hours, a bathroom break right at the hotel over there. And I guess food as well, 20 minutes. 3 hours went through really fast. We didn't have any problem. It's a very good bus. It's they consider VIP. Here is essentially all desert. There are some mountains there and some mountains there. And you see those good buses. So there are some good buses here. I'm waiting for Nikki to go to the restroom. Yeah, she's very covered for a warm day. It's not so hot, it's kind of warm. And a lot of them, they leave the engines open. I don't think it's too hot, but I think it's a thing. Leave the engines open. Just a small story, I was there recording that way. Came one guy with 2 others with turbans, and then talked to me and everything. I said, who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing? And he said, what do you think about the Taliban? And I said, oh, I don't have an opinion right now about it and everything because I don't know who I'm talking to. And then he said, they're both Taliban. And they told me to tell you that if you need anything, just let them know they're here to help you. And that's like the 4th, 5th time that some Taliban or some people telling they're Taliban told me if you need anything, we're here to help you. Which means they want more tourists here. They're concerned with their tourist safety and everything because it's bad for the image of the country.
But it's also very lucky he didn't give his honest opinion.
Yeah.
Because you never know who you're talking with. So some people you can speak honestly about it.
Yeah. And the guy who was speaking with me, he was a teacher at a madrasa. Religious school. So probably if I said bad things about the TB, will be a problem for me. It's a beautiful truck. And if you have checked our Peshawar video from Pakistan, we go to a place where they renovate all the buses like that, but much better. Super pretty if you're into cars, trucks. It's super cool. And we had to go with 3 police officers with Kalashnikovs all day. It's kind of crazy. Take a look. So I have some friends here. They got very curious about me. Everyone from Afghanistan. And they asked about where I'm from, which places I've been to Afghanistan, and if I'm enjoying Afghanistan. And I said, the people, amazing, super friendly. The landscape, I really like the landscape. It's my style. I live in Idaho, so it's very desertic as well. Mountains. So, Tashkur, thank you for having me in your place. Tashkur. Hadafis. Thank you. This drink, too, actually, was given to us by a TB. One of the TBs that were introduced to. The same TB went from behind a bus and did like this with me, very discreetly. I said, oh my gosh, he's gonna get my passport and everything, he's gonna have some questioning, and then he just want a selfie, essentially. And I'm gonna show you, then he got a selfie with me, I got a selfie with him. And then
suddenly a million other people. I was watching from a distance.
Yeah, million. You saw that's what happened. Like everyone started surrounding me, curious, asking questions and everything. And then I was a little bit afraid of recording, but I said fine, and I recorded. So far, it's been like a week traveling almost. All the interactions have been very positive, extremely positive.
Rodrigo's making a lot of friends.
Yes, the situation with women we already knew, so it's nothing new.
Yeah.
But the men are extremely happy that we are here in general, and especially the TB that I mentioned. Like all the time, they are saying like, "Welcome. If you have any problem, talk to us," and everything. A lot of hospitality, paying stuff for me. Like everyone wants to pay stuff for us. Everyone wants us to stay at their place. So it's incredible hospitality. This culture is known for their hospitality.
And many of the men are not kind to me as well. So there's some who just ignore me, don't look at me, which is fine, but others are kind.
Yeah.
They give a smile, they say hello.
Exactly. So far so good. You still have quite a 5-6 days during this trip, but so far so good. To keep you guys updated. Beautiful mountains here in Afghanistan. Wow. And the road again, amazing. If the roads were slightly better, all this place would look like Idaho, where we live right now. World Food Program. All these trucks are from the World Food Program. So they are bringing food to Afghanistan. So when you are landing in Kabul, you saw 3 planes for the World Food Program. They are responsible to provide food to the poorest places on planet Earth. So it's really cool their job, the work they're doing here in Afghanistan as well. Helping a lot. Even with the fall of Kabul, they're still helping a lot. It's good that the current government allows them to work here because it's helping the ones most in need. Interesting to see a convoy from the World Food Program. Good job, UN. Not perfect, it's never gonna be, but doing some good jobs in places that if you're from a developed country and everything, you don't see the work of the UN. In places like Afghanistan, this is where you really feel the difference. The UN really plays a big role here. I want a good bus to be able to work, but I don't know why. I think it's not a good idea to open my laptop here right now. So never mind. Let's stick to the podcast. This time with The Economist. I think we're getting to Helmand province. Welcome to Delaram. Brand new Lexus. Interesting. Keep messing around with the truck. Okay. Oh. Who's gonna come? That looks like a very big military base. That's huge. Probably the Americans were there. I don't know. There's only space for one here. I think it's a T-55 Soviet, right by the entrance of the town. Obviously, that main battle tank, a T-55, it's all decoration because it's from the time of the Soviets. Okay, that's insane. Whoa. The energy is coursing through my veins. Finally, a little bit of Financial Times. News briefing. Huge base. Most of these bases are completely abandoned. There's nothing there. On Serbia, the license plate. You see license plates from all over the world. We saw one from California, Belgium, Germany. Very weird. We still have a lot of time. So the total trip is going to be about 9.5 hours. Okay, this base is huge. Another base here. They had all these antennas. My gosh, so much money wasted. So this was our Air Force base. Huge, huge. Until the eyes can see. Such waste. The people here told me the Americans and the Brits were in that base. I can point in the map where was it after. So it was this one, Camp Shorabak Airfield. Look at that, that's how it used to be. So I think the Brits and the Marines were there. But that was a CH-47, so it's a US Marines helicopter. This one. Have those big camps, like Bagran, for example, and that one you just saw. And then you had some FOPs, forward operating bases, that were a bit more isolated and more, let's say, bringing the fight to the enemy. They were in more strategic places where actually they saw a lot of action. And those big camps, usually they're a bit more isolated and where you would concentrate all the equipment, all the planes, all the helicopters, munitions and everything. And then you have these FOPs and you distribute the soldiers around the camp. So those big camps would be more like a distribution center. The donkey with their sheep friends. Aww. So we stop here just at the outskirts of the Gereshk town, which is still in Helmand, and you can see the mosque behind me. We stop essentially for people to pray. So all the men left the bus here, right here, to go to pray. I think there are 2 women there, and they didn't leave to pray. They're going to the restaurant and everything, and Nick is there as well. There's a praying stop here in Afghanistan. They're right at the outskirts of this town. There's also a base here, probably a FOP. Abandoned as well. Look at the size of the generators. I wonder if they took from some of the bases that were abandoned. They probably had a bunch of generators. Just taking over everyone. Wow. So close. Always so close. And more solar panels. The sunset in the desert. Oh. It is 2 military trucks, but transport trucks, but they're definitely military, like American made. There are some good gas stations here. There's some rocks there. What he wants to do? Oh my god. The guy's literally gonna take the rock that someone put there so people don't do what he's doing. How are you, pal? And they have a double deck. There are cows on top there as well. 2 levels of cows. And he drives so close. Excitement button activated. Another prayer stop here. So literally every man has, besides me, right? I'm a Christian. But every man has to leave the bus, otherwise it looks really bad.
I imagine it is, yeah.
Well, why you're not praying, right? So that little mosque over there. Now you can see how cool this bus is, because I didn't want to record with everybody, right? But they have this little cushion so people could lay down. It's pretty cool, right? Like, it's a beautiful bus here. VIP Afghanistan. I needed to go to the restroom and I couldn't find it. Then I saw some people going behind the mosque and I said, maybe it's there, and it was there. A lot of people squatting, and with you can see, and a lot of, let's say, feces and pee marks. So I figured out that's the informal bathroom by the mosque. European Union? Romania, yeah. Seen a lot of European Union license plates.
Only sitting here. These tailors have used tailor coming to Europe.
They bring the truck from Europe, yeah.
My job is this job.
That's your job?
Yeah.
You bring all the way from Europe?
Yeah.
Wow. Because we saw Deutschland, we saw Poland. Okay, we are getting like an hour and a half close to Kandahar, and it just like all hell broke loose here because there's no more road, there's no more both ways. Like people are just taking over other people, and then they're taking over from the other side. And yeah,
We
from the
expect it
rest.
to take a lot more than an hour and a half.
Yeah, the whole trip might be about 10 hours.
So maybe I have a meeting at 11:30 p.m. So fingers crossed.
Okay, now the taxis had a little problem here because everyone's stuck. No one goes anywhere. Yeah, and for sure the road's much worse than it was before. See, there's a TB over there trying to organize things a little bit.
You want to say how you can tell it's TV?
Because the rifle, the massive AK-47.
That's how you know.
Yeah. Wow, they had a truck scale there. I don't know if the scale was actually working. By the roads, maybe it's not working. Trucks were lining up, and there was like a cabin, and maybe they are paying something, or it's actually scale and weighing the trucks. So kind of organized actually. Chegamos aqui. Agora estamos 3, um monte de cara cercando a gente. E vamos ver como é que a gente pega esse táxi pra ir pro nosso hotel. Vamos ver se dá certo. Okay, so after 10 hours on the bus, we got a taxi with a friendly Afghani that we met in the bus. He was talking to us all the time. The man, gentleman that was talking was right by the other side. So we went with him, much safer. Again, arriving in Kandahar during the night, not a good idea. He's trustworthy. He's with his son or grandson?
Sure.
We're not sure if it's son or grandson. He's with a very cute kid, so it's like it's fine. Let's see if you get to the hotel and I give you an update what's going on. The whole city this year has blocks of concrete. Wow. Look at this wedding hall in Kandahar. It's insane. Wedding hall?
Parties.
Tem uma luz, tipo farol, nesse cruzamento, mas todo mundo ignora. Aliás, o único farol que eu vi desde que eu cheguei, acho que no Afeganistão, quase.
Yeah.
Mas tem e o pessoal ignora de qualquer jeito, porque eles não estão acostumados. É a força que determina. Quem tem o maior carro e que puxa mais, empurra mais, é que vai passar. He behaved really well in the whole 10-hour trip. That was really good.
No sleeping, never.
I don't know how, yeah. Very big mosque. Maybe that's the one we're gonna visit tomorrow, I don't know. Praça dos Mártires. No hotels on booking.com. So you have to figure it out with someone, ask someone who asks someone to give you the bus. Yeah. A lot of shopping here in Kandahar. Oh my gosh, his house was back there and he's come with us. Afghani people on average are so kind, so nice, so hospitable.
Pakistan.
Ah, this way goes to Pakistan?
Pakistan. We go
Wow.
to Kabul.
Ah, okay, that's the
Here's our
diversion.
hotel, the name.
Ah, that's our hotel. That's our hotel.
You know it's real now.
So seems good hotel, I guess. We're fancy tonight.
Police headquarters.
Police headquarters. Eles tinham tanto ataque bomba aqui, atentado suicida, que eles colocaram uma barreira tipo 10 metros antes do principal muro daquilo lá. Eu lembro, todas essas bases eram bases da coalizão. Eu já expliquei isso nos outros vídeos, se o suicida explode a bomba perto da base, ele ainda está a 10 metros de distância da base. Vai precisar de mais coisa.
Perdão. É uma placa de Ohio, no estado dos Estados Unidos.
Na frente?
É.
A lot of checkpoints here. Ah, that's the new city?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Or luxury homes.
Is the new part a nice part?
Yeah.
We are staying at Ainomaina, which is the new city here in Kandahar. So it's part of Kandahar, but it's like a more slightly better part I've heard. It wasn't on purpose, it's just like where all the hotels were. So he took us all the way here. Great guy. I tried to pay. I did everything I could to pay. I said, no, give to your son, buy him a toy and everything. Not a chance. He came all the way here. Now he has to come back to his house, and we passed pretty close by, and he wouldn't let me pay. Afghani people, you're the best. With some exceptions, but in general, you're the best. Thank God for Google Translate, right? And look this beautiful meal here. Wow, perfect. Okay, Nick is so happy to take it off all the
I was so...
accessories, let's say.
Hey, can I just tell you, it's very difficult to use a bathroom and to pick up a heavy backpack and carry it without exposing yourself. I don't know how they do it. I don't think they carry big backpacks, so that's probably...
Yeah, they don't carry backpacks like these ones. Was a struggle. Pretty cool place. Nice room. Too bad, so Nick is gonna sleep there. I'm gonna sleep here because I don't like home. So, look at how nice. You can watch TV with this couch on the floor. You leave your shoes outside.
This was not like an expensive place. It was like one of the cheapest we found.
2,000, right? So it's about $15 each here per night. Pretty good. Let's do a summary of the day. Was incredible. What an experience. You saw in the morning, we thought we would arrive. They told me, I'm gonna arrive at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I say, yeah, it's still, we can see a little bit, it's still like sunlight a little bit. No, we arrived pitch dark. I'm gonna have another video separated about Kandahar, our exploration tomorrow. I'm not sure how much you're gonna be able to film because Kandahar is again, it's the birthplace of Taliban. The leadership of the Taliban, they're still here in Kandahar, they're not in Kabul. During the occupation of the international coalition here for 20 years, 2001 to 2021, this was the most dangerous place in whole Afghanistan, period. So it was intense. But let's see, maybe things got better a little bit. We're gonna check it out together. This was just a trip to show Herat to Kandahar, but we have already videos about Kabul, our first experiences in Kabul. An amazing 2 days going to Bamiyan, the Buddhas, some ancient towns, Soviet tanks, incredible. Our 2 days in Herat, so much going on. Also, if you want to visit Afghanistan, we're going to prepare a whole video just about how you can visit Afghanistan, what you need to do. Like a hostel, now they have like a backpacker's place they have already in Kabul that we stay, super easy. The permit, all the details, we're going to have a video just about that so we can help you to also visit Afghanistan the same way we are visiting. Remember, always with context, with history, it's not black and white. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's super terrible. Oh my God, it's super amazing. No, giving nuance to everything, all right? And one more question for Afghani people. You're so nice. Is it unpolite to tip in Afghanistan? Like the guy now brought my backpack, like didn't need to. And I wanted to tip and he like, no, they're gonna be angry, don't tip, like because... Yeah, or we're gonna feel offended. Like the Afghanis watching this video, let me know, should we tip or do you feel offended if you tip? Because you are guys so nice. I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, if I said anything wrong, like I mentioned a lot of stuff, military stuff, base and everything, I might have made some mistakes, just leave your comment in the comments area. And if you haven't done yet, please like and subscribe. It's still a small channel, so every like and every subscribe really helps the channel grow. Until the next time, safe travels.